What if I told you that the reason to why you can't say no, why you feel guilty for taking time for yourself, and why you are always exhausted, all comes down to one simple truth. And trust me, it's not about managing your time better or learning to set boundaries. I spent years trying to fix all this on the surface. If you only knew how many self-help books I've read. But nothing really changed. Not until I really understood what the reason was. It was my self-worth, or rather the lack of it. I simply didn't value myself. In this video, I'm gonna share with you my 5 biggest lessons around self-worth and how it has completely changed my life. And let me tell you something from my heart. It's never too late to discover how precious you truly are. You know, I see so many women in our age who have spent decades taking care of everyone else, raising children, supporting partners, caring for aging parents, and built careers. And somewhere along the way, we started measuring our worth by how well we serve others, right? We women over 50 must start to value ourselves. Because you see, your self-worth will always be your ceiling. So if you have big dreams, you are really longing for more in your life, your self-worth will always be your limit. That was a big aha moment for me when I finally understood that. Let it sink in, because this is crucial to understand. For you who haven't met me before, my name is Marie, Queen Marie. I call myself a queen as a reminder to always value myself. There we go. And to always see my greatness within, the same greatness that you have within you. But as I said, it has taken me years to understand this concept, to really understand how it has stopped me from living the life I wanted. It has stopped me from achieving my goals in life. And I just wasn't aware. And if I would meet you somewhere and we sat down and had a conversation and I asked you, how about you? Do you value yourself today? And you might answer, yeah. Well, or do I? I think I do. But I'll tell you something. Today, I don't need to spend much time with a person to see if they truly value themselves, because it shows. Before I start sharing my 5 learnings, we're gonna do a test here. So you can become aware of where are you on your self-worth journey. So you and I are now sitting down together and I say to you, oh my goodness, you look so beautiful. I love your hair and your style, your outfit. You're really shining. What a queen you are. How do you respond to that? Can you say, wow, thank you, I receive that? I can tell you, in the past, I could not receive compliments. It was just bouncing on me. I was just brushing it off like, no, this old shirt or this old dress, or no, I'm having a bad hair day. It was always this explanations for why it wasn't as good as someone told me. I could not receive compliments. So ask yourself, can you receive compliments? Because that's one big part in this. Can you value yourself, whatever you go through, however you feel on the inside, or whatever you have said to someone, whatever mistakes, whatever you are carrying? Can you value yourself? and receive a compliment in the moment. Practice this one. Next time someone is saying something nice to you, simply smile and say, "Thank you, I received that." Learning number 1. Your worth isn't in what you do. So it's not about being that perfect mom, perfect wife, having this perfect career. No, it's simply about existing, being you, just as you are. We are human beings. We are not human doers. So you don't have to prove anything. Remember when you were born, you came here, you did your great entrance to Mother Earth, and you were screaming, probably, most kids scream, and everyone around there was smiling and laughing, and they just adored you for being there. You want to remember that feeling, and yes, it might sound strange, but let us not complicate this. It is simple. You are worthy of it all because you are being here, simply existing. And your job is to claim it. You claim your self-worth, and no one else will do it for you. And this was a biggie for me to understand, because I remember the last thing I had done before I had my breakdown the summer 2020, when I drove away in a van and ended up in Portugal. I had taken care of my 2 grandchildren, 2 and 4 years old, because I wanted them to have a great summer. Their parents were working, so I wanted to be that perfect grandma. But that wasn't my job. Of course we can be a grandma for a few days, but for 5 weeks, who did I think I was? Superwoman. Well, I want to believe I am, but it's crazy. I just wanted to be loved. I just wanted to prove myself as a good grandma, as a great mom. But that's not how it works. I sure didn't value myself because I was totally exhausted. Lesson number 2. The signs were always there. I remember how I apologized for so many things. Like if we had a dinner, friends over, I was like, I didn't bake bread myself. I had to buy it because I didn't have time. I felt guilty for that. Or I hadn't had time to make a dessert. There was always these excuses for not being enough, doing enough, and feeling guilty over self-care. I did take care of myself, but I always had this feeling of guilt, because if I hadn't been in that bath for an hour, I could have done the laundry, or I could have cleaned the house, or I could have, you see? And I was staying in situations that didn't feel right. So many times I remember that I had this gut feeling, my intuition. It actually told me, this is not right, Marie. But because I didn't value myself, I didn't listen. Because that cannot be right. This person wants me to do this. This person wants me to say yes. But my heart was screaming no. What did I do? I said yes, to please the other one. And the learning here is to breathe and feel into, what is my heart telling me here? You don't want to say yes just because other people are expecting you to say yes. And as I said before, compliments. They were just bouncing. I couldn't receive them. This learning I received from a good friend who had the courage to tell me that, Marie, each time I give you a compliment, you always have so many explanations to why it isn't as good as I say. And it made sense. And she explained it in a way that it's not fun to give compliments to people who's not receiving it, because you make the other person feel like they are delivering a lie. Think about that. Think about when you give someone a compliment, how good it feels when that person can receive it with a smile and a thank you. So we need to practice on this one. And I'm doing this every time someone is saying something nice to me. I say thank you, I receive that. And the other person is really happy. Let us treat it as a gift. And how do we want someone to receive our gift? With a thank you, right? Yeah. Lesson number 3, boundary connection. You see, once you have built a strong self-worth, setting boundaries will just come naturally for you. I remember in my past, I always said yes if someone wanted me to be a part of something, because I was very flattered. Oh, they want to include me. Wow, of course, yeah, I'll be in it. I said yes, 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 without thinking. And of course, that's not sustainable, right? And I lost a lot of relationships because I said yes when I should have said no. Because in the end, I couldn't live up to the expectations from the other people. And of course I did this because I didn't value myself. I didn't value my time. I didn't value what I wanted. I valued others more than myself. And recently, when I was asked to be a part of a project, I gave myself time to think, is this something that I want? It was a very exciting project, and I was flattered, yes, but I gave myself time. And I came to the conclusion that, no, this is not aligned with my purpose. Even if it was something really great, I could say no. And it felt so good afterwards. It wasn't even difficult to say no. And they respected my answer. And I didn't even explain myself, because that is a trap. Ask yourself, when you said no to someone recently, did that come with an explanation, or was it a simple no? You see, you don't have to explain why you choose to say no to a person, or to a project, or to anything. You can simply say, no, thank you. You see, the only people that will be upset about you setting boundaries are the ones that are benefiting from you not having any boundaries. Think about that. So the big learning is that once you value yourself every moment, all your boundaries will come easy. Learning number 4, the self-talk revolution. How do you speak to yourself? I guess that the things you keep saying to yourself on a daily basis, you would never ever say to a friend, right? We are so hard to ourselves. And the learning here is to shift it. To be kind. From the minute you wake up in the morning, to say kind things to yourself. Because that will change your whole reality. I promise you. Do you remember the first thing you told yourself this morning? Maybe you went into the bathroom and said something to yourself in the mirror. Something about how you looked. You didn't look as good as you wanted. Whatever you told yourself, you want to become aware of this. Every time you say something to yourself, it's like planting a seed in your garden. So I want my garden to be full of flowers, right? I put the flower here as a reminder. And I want my inner garden to be full of flowers as well. So I choose to say nice things to myself. I no longer beat myself up. I am kind to myself. I forgive myself. Because I am worthy of my own compassion. My lifestyle, living in a van, allows me to spend a lot of time in nature. And I always mirror myself in nature towards beautiful flowers and trees and whatever it is I meet in nature. I see myself in this beauty around me. And that's what I want for you too. So always choose to be kind to yourself and think, would I say this to a friend? If not, don't say it. Learning number 5, the ripple effect. This is so good. You see, we are so scared for choosing ourselves, to value ourselves, to say no, because what shall everyone else say, right? But I tell you something, that once you start to value you and choose you, everyone around you will start to choose you. But it all starts with you claiming your worth, and it will shine through. Because you will never ever say that you have not time to go for a walk or take care of yourself. Give yourself me time. And that will give you new energy, which you can share with others. Right? See the beauty here. Everyone will benefit from you starting to value you. So your relationships will start to flourish. Again, this garden of flowers. It will become so much easier for you to make decisions once you value yourself. And once you say yes to others and do things together, you will not sit there and feel fake. Feeling, oh, I wish I was home in my sofa. No, you will be there 100% in the moment, enjoying the time together. Because you said yes, because you wanted to say yes, because you had the energy to say yes. You see the difference here? No one will benefit from you joining a party or a dinner or whatever if they feel that you much rather wanted to be home. Because people will feel it. And the decision is easy for me to make today. Do I want to spend winter in Sweden? No. So I value me and I value my time. And I suggest you do too. So this learning is so huge. Like everyone will benefit from you valuing you. This week, I want you to try something simple. I want you to say something nice to yourself in the mirror every morning. And I know it can feel strange, but I challenge you, stick with this, and I promise you that you will see changes. The longer you do it, start with 1 week. Day by day, one nice thing to yourself. Remember, you have spent years taking care of others. Now it's time to include you in this circle of care. And it starts with you committing to you. Claiming your self-worth. Your worth isn't in what you do. It is in who you are. And that is absolutely enough. And remember, your self-worth will always be your ceiling. So what is your dream? What do you want in your life? Whatever it is, I know that you are worthy of it. Thank you so much for watching this video. I do hope you found it valuable. And if you liked it, I'm sure you will like this video about gratitude. You see, self-worth journey is so much about gratitude, to be grateful for who you are. So watch this one. I'm looking forward to see you in my next video, and until then, remember to value yourself. I love you.